Hi, everyone. I'm Michelle Gallagher. I work for the environmental education team at Keep Northern Ireland Beautiful, and I manage the Young Reporters for the Environment program. So today I wanted to do a quick tutorial for creating a Works Cited list, or a bibliography is another word for that, of your sources whenever you're submitting your final article or video or photograph or whatever category you are entering for the competition. So in this example, let's say we're writing an article and we want to submit an article about food waste and the environmental issues around food waste to Young Reporters for the Environment competition. So as I'm writing the article, I'm keeping track of the websites where I'm pulling, maybe some statistics like 1 in 10, 8 to 10% here, you can see, or 60 to 80%, So whenever I'm finding some specific facts or statistics, I want to make sure I have a source associated with that so that I can show where I got that information. So what I need to do next, so here I just have a list maybe of some of the websites that I used. And what I want to do next is I want to actually put it into MLA format so that I can add it to my list here below. So actually, I had this on here before. Let's just cancel that. We're going to make that right now. So the easiest way to do this is actually to use an online citation generator. So there are lots of them online. Your teacher or mentor might have one that they suggest. I'm going to show you how to use MyBib, so mybib.com. It's a pretty easy one to use and it's free. The first thing you want to do is you want to make sure up here that you're using the correct style guide. So it could be, there's APA, there's lots of different ones that you could be using. We want to make sure we're using the most recent version of MLA, which is MLA 9. That's correct. The next thing that we'll do is start adding our sources. So I'll click this Add Reference button. So my first source is from a website. You can see there are other options here, lots of different things, including interview, which some of you might do. And so the websites are usually pretty easy to do because you just need to copy and paste the URL. And for the most part, the software can pick up all the important information. But sometimes you need to add something manually, and that's fine too. It'll guide you through that. So this is the correct article, comes here from BBC News. So I might want to just double check. Sometimes it might pull incorrect information. So the date and the author, I just want to make sure here. Okay, yeah, John Campbell, everything looks good. Here it's suggesting that I capitalize certain things, but in the original article it wasn't, so we can keep it as it is. That's fine. Don't really need to add date, accessed, or viewed. That's not essential. The name of the source is BBC News. Yep, that's correct. Just the name of the website. And that's it. So then down here I can see a preview of what it'll look like. I'll save it. And then here I have another one added to my list. So you'll notice I had one in here already. This one starts with the title of the article because there's no author associated. You can see right here. It's just an article published by the website itself. So there's no author, and that's fine. Sometimes you'll have that. And the other thing you might notice is that my new one went to the top. That's because it needs to be in alphabetical order, your list, based on whatever the first entry is, whether it's the article or the first word of the article or the last name of the author. So you just want to make sure that they are in alphabetical order. So once I add all of my sources, so I might have, I have a few more, but we'll just stop here to show as an example. I can click each one. And then I can click this button here, copy selected bibliography entries. All right, and then I can copy and paste this below here. Oh, actually, sorry, I'll redo that so that it does it more nicely. There. Okay, so then I have two of my entries in. And I can go on adding from there. So the last thing you might want to do is add your in-text citations. So for this one, for example, and this is a nice thing about MyBib as well, is that I can just click on the source and click this quotation marks, and it'll copy the in-text citation for me. So typically the in-text citation is just the last name of the author from your source. or it would be the first few words of an article title, or the full title if you want to. But if it's a very long title, you can use like the first, this one you could use food loss and waste account for 8 to 10% and just stop it there, put it in quotation marks, and then in the brackets. But I can show you what that looks like here. It'll copy the whole article. So we'll just get rid of this. Copy and paste. There we go. So it's a bit long. I would recommend shortening it. And then it's to the point where you can still clearly find it in your list of sources. So food loss and waste account for 8 to 10%. I can look down here and clearly find which source that comes from. So that's it. That's for most of you, that will be what you need. You may need to also do an interview or a social media source, but these websites can walk you through creating those citations as well. So good luck. Let me know if you have any more questions. I will also post some sources that give you some information about trickier sources, like if you're pulling from social media or an interview or something, so you know you're doing it correctly. But I'm also here to help if any questions arise. So good luck. I can't wait to see your articles, videos, and other work.